Hey, good morning. This is Jake with Walk-Squawk. We have option expiration here for the August contracts. So let's look at this. You got chunky OI on the $4 put, $4 call in August expiration. So that's going to be against the September underlying. And guess what? September is just a smidge under $4. So it looks like we could probably be pinning that handle here. So that's something to watch on corn. And beans is going to be a little bit more interesting because you're looking at August beans kind of dipping down. August expiration is going to be with August beans just at the 10 handle. Here, this is Jake. Maisha, what's going on? Yeah, low day. We're going to be giving 55 August low of day. Yes, ma'am. All right, thank you. Bye. Yeah, just always wheeling and dealing here, boys and girls. Anyways, so we have August expiration. It looks like, there's about OI 4,000 of those $10 puts. You're looking, there's a chunk of those 10-20 puts that are in the money, about 6,000. But, you know, there isn't like in the just going up, there's like those $10 calls. So it does look like you could probably see that maybe we get a pinned a little bit higher than this 10 handle, but like those dealers are going to have to make room for those 10-20s. So that's something to watch. Anyways, so corn futures basically wrapping up this week with little fanfare, really stuck kind of in the middle of a well-worn range. Last week's reversal higher looks increasingly like a false start as like the market kind of drifts lower into the weekly close. U.S. drought conditions remain unchanged at 9%, better than last year's 4%. With Nebraska seeing meaningful improvement. So forecast calls for rain over the next 7 days. Nebraska, eastern Kansas, Iowa, northern Illinois, and Indiana. However, a shift to a drier pattern is expected late next week in the eastern Corn Belt. But you know what? It's August, and if we haven't got a scare, like, some kind of weather dryness in the eastern Corn Belt, is it really even growing season? Spotty pollination concerns are lingering, but true damage really won't be clear until harvest. South Korea's buyers have been, because we kind of noted that earlier in this week, some of the basis was really dropping. So the PNW was definitely going to be penciling in some of these sales. Meanwhile, EU trimmed its corn crop forecast to 60.1 million metric tons, and China issued drought alerts in major growing concerns. So basically, without fresh momentum, especially after last week's upside false break to hold, corn looks remains range bound in the near term until like we kind of figure out a little bit more if this crop's going to be good, because everybody was like harping on some of this drought going into this growing season, that there's going to be drought, but now we're almost going to have like a problem where there's been too much rains, and that's going to affect yields negatively more so than any drought concerns this year. Interesting, right? Soybeans broke two weekly lows this morning. Like this is what we were flagging earlier this week. Weather was going to trump some of these fresh demand concerns, but you have like China just been hammering South America with bean purchases this whole week. So that's kind of putting pressure. This good weather, not new demands. That's it. Like, despite wheat new crop sales, China's gone. Old crop bean exports have already hit USDA targets with 6 weeks left in the marketing year. But the pace has slowed with some unshipped sales that could be rolled into new crop. You have strong crush margins are keeping processors aggressive, but low farmer selling is making it hard to source supplies, potentially supporting that SEP-NOV bull spread. So that's something to watch there. And that's all I got for us today. It was a little bit of a long one, but you know what? Please like, follow, and subscribe for more. There's also great content in the Walk-Squawk Morning Wire. That's going to be free of charge for a limited time. So get in, get that color, get those good crops going, and have a great weekend, everyone.